So, Andre, where do you want to begin with this? Where should we break this down?
Yeah, well, to briefly catch everyone up then. This all started because that Park Place, which now has one of the best journalists in the business, namely John F. Trent, who has been firing on all cylinders since he got there, just like he did before. He has been looking into Gamergate 2, which is what we are officially in right now. And to that end, he also looked into one of the other Sweet Baby Inc. like consultation companies. This one is called Black Girl Gamers, right? So it has nothing to do with black ladies in general. So to any black ladies who happen to be watching, this isn't about you. No one here is talking crap about black girls in generals. We are simply referring to the consultation company, the Marxist commie consultation company, Black Girl Gamers, which are explicitly about fostering DEI in gaming. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. They just changed the order. They say diversity, equity, and inclusion, but still, that's what they're about. That's all they do. That's their entire reason for existing, is fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion. And they, of course, have made many statements to this end before, on video and everything. And the CEO of the company, on an occasion, bragged about not hiring any white people in a certain context for a certain project, because that way all the other writers would feel safe, because there would be no microaggressions coming from these horrid white people. I'm paraphrasing here, she didn't use those exact words. But still, those words were used in video. So that Park Place did a story about it. And they did not take kindly to their own words being exposed and brought out to a larger audience and used against them. They call this fake news. I don't know that they've said the term out of context, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They deny the story. And what they put out on X yesterday was an ominous message that they're going to sue not just that Park Place, but anyone that shares the story in their videos and their social media. And that actually did come out after we put out our video where there was a screenshot of this story. So yeah, maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But that's the gist of it. Pro, did I miss anything there, or is that a fair summary?
Well, they have decided that they're going to threaten. Now, what they said is, to be technically accurate, they have said that they are going to seek legal counsel, to seek legal action against that Park Place, the author of the article, and anyone who shared links or information related to that article. So that's what they have said. They've also made claims that the article was not researched and that their hiring practices are not discriminatory and all of this. The problem is that I don't see how the article can't be researched if it pulls from a wide diaspora of screenshots with their own information. The other issue is that they are claiming that that Park Place has inaccurately portrayed their company. The problem is that that Park Place is making a statement of appearance. So, for example, if you say we're looking to bring on, and you declare a demographic of people who can come join you in an endeavor, right? Then that is thereby, in its pure essence, discriminatory. So let's say, for example, here on this panel, that I say, Tom, I'm looking for people named Tom to come work with me tomorrow. Exactly. You got it, Tom. It's just you. That's a discriminatory statement against everybody else on the panel. I don't know how we can parse that out in a different way. And so I've shared with you guys in the back channels here a link. This is the particularly important one, I would say. This is from Mark Kern, but he discovered something on this Black Girl Gamers website that I just don't understand. I mean, I know that people can sue
let's
others
bring it up on screen.
Yeah, people can sue others for, and you want to click on the graphic. The graphic is what matters. If you want to zoom in on the graphic, where that red box is, there you go. So people can sue other people. Businesses can sue other businesses for anything, right? Courts will decide the merit of the
Right.
But the issue here is
A writ costs you $75.
exactly
And
100%,
and you cause endless grief.
100% minority operated. Now, this is where things get really interesting. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the stuff that's been sent our way now, of course. But I know that there are many companies out there that are minority owned or woman owned or black owned or Hispanic owned or what have you. We can come up with all kinds of companies that are Native American owned. But operated is a different word. And operated is very interesting because that suggests that the operations of the company all are enacted via only minorities. So how can that be unless only the people operating the company are minorities? And how can you have a company that's only operated by minorities without discriminatory practices? Now, I'm asking questions. So should I be asked to comment on this video in deposition down the road? I'm literally asking questions. I legitimately, in good faith, don't understand how an entity can be minority or majority operated without some form of discrimination against the other side. I don't that doesn't compute to me logically.
Well, the only way would be if they're a group of friends and they knew each other and they were all minorities. I do not like, because you're only a minority in a limited geographical area, and not on a worldwide scale by a long shot. But anyway, let's just assume, let's play devil's advocate. The only way that this could happen is if they knew each other, they started a company, and their group of friends happened to be 100% minorities, and then they have never, ever publicly advertised a position in any medium ever. Because if they did, they would have to say that white people need not apply.
Well, there's also the issue is that I'm the sole owner of your web department. It's 100% Hungarian owned.
Right, but owned is a different thing than operated. So that's
I'm operating
what
it.
we're
like your company. I'm pretty sure it's not 100% Hungarian operated.
No. I got a Brazilian and some Ukrainians.
Yeah, there you go. But then it's no longer 100%.
I guess it's a definition of operated, right?
So if we look to the left of the 100% minority operated, two statistics to the left, it says 10,000 plus members and talent within our network. And again, this gets into who is an operator, right? Of those 10,000, who is technically counted as an operator? And so that's, I suppose that is. And then you could also begin to ask the question, is the name itself, and I don't know the answer to this, and I did not write the article, but is the name itself Black Girls Gaming? Is that an indication of who is allowed and who is not allowed? For example, when it comes to their online community, you have to go through a submission process to become part of their online community. In doing so, you cannot be male presenting. That's not allowed. You're just simply not allowed to be part of that. And so the question is, well, where does the company start and where does the company stop? Where does the company start? Where does the community start? But again, it's all of the stuff that's in the article seems to me to be, and I looked, it seems to me to be documented, and it seems to be in good faith.
Yeah, and Trent, in my experience, he does his due diligence, and the article I thought was excellently written. That's why we put it in the video, because I was going to do a separate story about it. And now I'm definitely doing that, because as someone mentioned here in the chat, Streisand effect. So Black Girl Gamers, congratulations on being the next big high-profile Sweet Baby Inc.
Well, I think that's the impetus, isn't it? They don't want to get Bud Lighted, right? The Sweet Baby Inked, which is the new Bud Light, right?
Yeah, they don't want to be Heinerscheided.
That Heinerscheided. We pick a pick a verb, and I think that's really what they're desperately they're desperately trying to avoid that.
Yeah, well, I would say that they're not doing a very good job at that so far, though.
Let me read this to you guys from their frequently asked questions.
Yeah, Tom,
okay?
go into the frequently asked questions page.
I'm going to read this bottom one without comment. So I'm not taking any position on it. I'm simply reading it verbatim. Last question on their frequently asked questions for the website. Can my white husband join? He's black on the inside. The answer is if you don't leave that man at home. This is the kind of discourse. I'll leave it at that. I won't give any comment as to what I think about it, but say it again because it is rather confusing. Can my white husband join? He's black on the inside. If you don't leave that man at home. Folks, you can do the commentary for poor Pro as he is saddled with the responsibility of being utterly vanilla today.
I don't even know what that means. This is where my English suddenly reached its end.
No, I don't think it's your English abilities, Andre.
I never learned Ebonics.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. What does that mean?
I don't either.
Maybe we can look for help in the Urban Dictionary or something. Can my white husband join? He's black on the inside. An answer, if you don't leave that man at home. So he can join if
No, you guys aren't reading this right.
No, we're not.
It's more like, if you don't leave that man at home, I'm going to fuck your shit up.
Well, this deposition got more interesting.
Shouldn't the ellipsis be after that then rather than before?
Yeah, Pro, I hope you're archiving this.
Oh, we have a lot of stuff now. We have a lot of stuff.
I think we have to be careful about interpreting this because then they could just very easily decide that it means something else because we don't know what it means.
Yeah.
We can't be correct.
Let's go up and see what it says under what is your company's mission?
I think that's a great idea. Let us learn together.
Yeah, let us learn about this company. Let us see what they say. So, Tom, open up. What is your company's mission? This should be a hoot. Our aim is to increase and improve the influence, representation, equity, there's the commie language, and experience of Black women in the gaming industry. Equity, of course, that basically means that you want to share with others, but you don't want to share anything back again. You're essentially looking for a free handout. Can I advertise a job through Black Girl Gamers? Let's see if there's some interesting there. You can advertise a job on our job board, which is accessible only to our community members. By advertising to our extensive network, you can effectively reach a diverse and talented pool of candidates for your opportunities. I'm sure you can find plenty talented people there. And I do have to say, I think that was a very, very limited frequently asked question section, I have to say.
So, could there be a restraint of trade argument to be made there?
That'll have to be a question answered by someone other than myself on that one.
Okay.
But I'll say this. I'm looking at the article now, the Voldemort article, that which shall not be named. And I'm looking at the part that seems to have caused the kerfuffle. And it simply says, the organization wrote, back
Let's
on
bring it up
February
on
19th.
screen.
Yeah, you can feel free.
I'll bring up the article. Let's see what this fuss is all about.
It says, looking for Black women content creators that make Dungeons and Dragons content for some potential brand work.
The one they're being sued for.
Oh.
Hang on, Tom. I'll give you the link.
Or you can just share it yourself. Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
I'll give you control over it.
Yeah.
So
that's a bad idea.
So the article says, the title of the article is Forspoken Consultant, Black Girl Gamers appears to discriminate in their hiring practices while claiming they are being harassed. And then what John does is he lays out through screenshots what he believes in good faith to be the appearance of discrimination. And then he relays the claims that they make that they are being harassed. It's, you know, you could debate how much of it is editorialized. You can debate how much of it is opinion. But it's, you could take out all of the rest of the, you could take all of the words out of the article, and you could just go with the screenshots that he's provided, and you would have a compelling case that the title matches the screenshots, which are not screenshots of content generated by that Park Place or John Trent. It's literally just a history, a visual graphical history archived of the actions of this company online and of others directly involved. So it's pretty tough to see how this would, you know, violate anything. And again, here's the, I guess here's the big deal. This will resonate to listeners out there right now. Typically in journalism, if you post something and there's a disagreement as to the validity of it, typically the person who feels maligned or the entity that feels maligned will request a retraction or an edit, a modification. You delete the article, something like that. You'll get some kind of demand there. We haven't gotten anything like that. To my knowledge, as of right now, we have never had a direct communication request or anything beyond what you all have seen online with any kind of clarification that, hey, this is incorrect. Could you change this? We have received nothing of that sort to the very best of my knowledge at the time that I'm speaking. So, you know, that adds to the strangeness to it, I would say.
Well, no lawsuit can proceed without an initial request for deletion or change. If they don't make that request, their case is pretty much toast.
Which is why I'm not.
Yeah, they have to give you the opportunity to change, you know, what it is or apologize, unless it's slander or the sort of the printed version of slander,
Libel.
yeah, libel.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
We have the
Hello,
perfect
Jonas.
person to ask about that. Jonas, the man of the hour, Mr. Park Place himself.
Oh my.
Bad boy Park Place.
First of all, I have to say that this is John F. Trent's article, and he's doing a fantastic job of covering all of this. And
Feel free to send him the link if it's available.
I will make sure he has it here in just a moment. And I was very relieved when I read this, that this is up to the same journalistic standards that I've always expected out of John F. Trent. A lot of seeminglys, and it would appear, and keeping it in that realm of reporting as opposed to reporting opinions as facts. Unlike wait, sorry, these all run together to me. Black Girl Gamers seems to be doing here.
Yeah, and what I was going to say there, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Paul. I was just going to say, like, yeah, one of the reasons I didn't freak out and go, oh, shit, Andre, we should take our video down is because their threat is nothing more than a scare tactic. Let's be real. Well, I'm not even a lawyer, and I understand that much. You got to do all kinds of stuff before you can, it's.
And so you can also tell this is kind of a social contagion, because I've been involved in several, you know, attempts at making money through magazine subscriptions and you know, TV things and stuff like that.
I was worried you were going to say you had been a part of many attempts to make lots of money through lawsuits. I was genuinely worried.
There are people who do that.
Frivolous lawsuit you have on me right now, Paul.
That's right. I'm not dropping it. I'm not dropping it, Tom. And the thing is, the first thing you lead with, and this is going to be a shock to all of you here, is the available marketplace that you represent and how much money the advertisers are going to benefit from being attracted to that marketplace. That's the first thing we've ever done. Anytime I've helped people market their product, we did research into just how many people are involved buying whatever it is that they're selling. And in this particular case, nowhere on their website do they indicate how big their market is, which is very instructive. So I did a quick search right now, just how big a percentage of Black female gamers there are. And the one statistic that comes up is that overall, where is it? Where did it go? God damn it. Oh, yes. Of adults who play video games, 72% are white, 10% are Hispanic, 8% are black in total. And most of them are black men playing NHL hockey. I mean, I know that. And
Go
6%.
Detroit.
Yeah, and also basketball. 6% are Asian Pacific Islanders, and 4% are identified as other. So I don't know what percentage of the 8% are black female players, but it's also really interesting when you take a look at the search results when the mainstream media, which misconstrues that question, obviously, and they talk endlessly about the lack of black women representation in video games. Like it's
Right.
we have two different worlds out here. We've got a world of idiots out there who are concentrating on something of absolutely no not value, of no consequence.
No consequence, yeah.
And then you also have this organization that you guys are now tussling with.
Going by the math you just gave me, Paul, all the black female gamers in the world probably work for this company, and I'm thinking half of them don't really play games anyway. I'm probably not far off.
No, you're probably correct.
And on that note, we have the man of the hour, Andre. I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah,
I've been demoted.
The man of the hour, one of the absolute
just slightly
best journalists working today, and the one who brought on this potential legal action from black girl gamers, all 4% of them of the gaming community. Welcome, Mr. John F. Trent.
Whoa.
Hello. How's it going? It's good to be here.
Good.
Look what you did.
You are in so much trouble.
So
no.
Sean, what do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, John.
I am vindicated because we just had a former Black Girl Gamers member basically say she was run out of the organization because she refused to participate in hating white people.
John, do you have that available?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I actually just did a recording on this. I'm waiting for a pro to approve me writing an article on it. But
pro is waiting on legal counsel to agree to.
So this is the latest on this. This is happening very quickly. It's really interesting that what these people are always kind of like accusing us of doing, they're usually guilty of it, and that does indeed appear to be the case now based on this former member of this organization. But as far as the original article, I mean, they posted that on February 19th that they wanted a black women D&D creators for a branding opportunity, and to me that appears like they were not looking for any other individuals for that might not be black women, and that looks like discrimination to me.
It was your good faith assessment, then, John, that at least generated an appearance thereof.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's exactly what that looks like, for sure.
And male identifying.
Yeah. So I just want to say, guys, that I have a tremendous sense of humor. I'm not as funny as Paul, but I pretend to be sometimes.
You're almost as funny as me, though.
Being restrained is not easy for pro. I can't tell you how many funny comments I go, nope. You can't say that right now.
Actually, you're probably funnier than me. I take that back.
No, I think sarcasm is a useful tool in this case.
You're trying to draw it out of me, Paul. I know what you're doing.
I know.
You know what's really
I just am suggesting in my inner monologue, if any entity is weighing which ones to sue first, have at the others. We'll take the last seat on the car.
Anyways, I was researching the Streisand effect, and I found that one very interesting. I think this is, in the end, probably.
I think they should sue the Streisand effect. Who owns that? Sue them.
I'm actually going to be careful with my comment I was about to make because it could come up in court. This is just I don't see the harm here because I don't think this lawsuit is going to go anywhere if it appears. I see a lot of steps that could avert a lawsuit, and they don't seem to be taking any of those. It seems like a lot of bluster and a lot of someone trying to be mean and intimidating, and trying to score points with 3 snaps in a Z formation, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, they haven't even sent a letter on a fake legal letterhead to you.
It
Correct.
worked. That
No.
usually works. I've used that against former employers before.
Yeah, usually you see them like I mean, I've seen this before when I was at Bounding into Comics. You usually will see an email or of some sort being like, please take this down. We disagree with this, et cetera. And then if you like say like, no, we disagree, we're keeping it up or whatever. Then they might like escalate. Then you'll get like a cease and desist or something like that. Well, they just went to social media and are saying like, oh, we've contacted a legal counsel and we're going to try and go after them. That's usually not how these things typically operate, at least from my experience.
We sue social media. I'll tell you guys this too. Okay, so let's step into a third-party legal theory conversation for just a moment. Let's say that there was someone out there who decided that they were going to declare they had been harmed. Okay, not naming anybody in particular, but they had been harmed. And in order to declare that they had been harmed, they increased the visibility of what they perceived to be harm. Everybody with me right now? So let's say that there was someone out there who called another person a dirty doo-doo head and they didn't like him. And the person who felt slighted by that posted back to that comment and said, we've been harmed. This has harmed us. Well, it would seem to me that would be an intermediating event. It seems to me that would actually be artificially inflating any kind of perceived harm by bringing attention through your own self to the thing which you say you don't want attention brought to. So that seems odd to me in the world of theory.
Good bit of verbal terpsichore there, Pro. Holy smokes!
Or
Thank you.
Call it the Barbara Streisand effect. I mean, that's kind of what you just explained.
I actually understood your thread there. I can't do what you just did. That was good.
Thank you. Slickery.
Terpsichore.
I mean, really, what you just described is kind of the similar to the Barbara Streisand effect, which is what we have here anyway. Regardless of whether or not they may think they're actually not doing these things or are doing these things, I think the fact that they're being busted by it and the fact that they're acting out, trying to throw out really lame, like, threats of a lawsuit. It's not even really a threat of a lawsuit. It's a threat to talk to a lawyer about maybe doing a lawsuit, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like such a convoluted kind of like, and that's why I kind of giggled at it when I first saw it, and I didn't like run in panic or anything like that, which Andre will tell you, I'm really good at running and panicking.
Well, I'll tell you why it's a little bit more serious to me than what it could be. And the reason is because there are tremendous amounts of money behind the institutionalists who seem to back these kinds of groups. And so when there's a ton of money,
that's true.
And when somebody could say, you know what, we really don't want to fight those guys, but we'd love it if this other group fought them. Here, take our bundles of money. Now, I'm not saying that's happening at all, but I'm suggesting that in the world, there are scenarios such as that where that can be an issue. And so that's why we're being cautious.
Yes, and I have to admit it, I lied. I don't really run too fast. No, actually, I sprinted
for very
in short bursts.
of time.
I was gonna say in short bursts, I'm pretty quick. But no, like I see what you're saying, Pro, and it would be worth certain people's time and effort to probably go after you guys, even if it wouldn't be worth it because they wouldn't win at the end. But it'd be worth it just to cause enough of a headache for everybody. And
yeah, it's called lawfare.
Exactly, lawfare.
That's not happening right now, Culture. That does not happen in North America. We have not seen any evidence of lawfare.
Now that was conversational ipecac right there.
Is it opposite day today? What'd you say, John? Sorry.
I just said especially this week. We haven't seen any of it this week at all.
Right.
This is obviously a distraction here by Nelson Peltz and Tryon Partners to keep Bob Iger from doing what he does best. I really, from a content perspective, I wish they would have waited until after the shareholders meeting when we might have had a little bit of a lull,
or after this big news that dropped today. Oh my God!
Oh,
the biggest news.
Some final thoughts on Black Girl Gamers.
We should probably grab the super chats that have to do with those real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Or John, do you have like any any final thoughts on black girl gamers and their potential partners?
I mean, if you look at their website, Mark Kern did a really good job of kind of combing through their website. I mean, it does look like they do indeed like keep certain demographics out of their community. I mean, it literally says if you identify as a man, you can't join their community group. If there's a number of like FAQ questions as well that are on there, where there's like one that's like, if my husband is white, is he allowed to join?
Yeah, we covered that one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of different other examples that like seemingly add up that they do indeed discriminate against certain demographics. So that's pretty much it. I mean, like it's all on their website. They're the ones who posted it. We are just like taking screenshots of it and putting it in news articles. So it's not like I'm making something up out of air. It's like, yeah, it's like here's what they posted.
Yeah,
you could even have some. You could even have some people, I'm sure, who believe the idea of, well, we're doing the right thing, so how can it be illegal? Right? Like it's like we've been trying to tell you all how it was illegal for the last few years if you just listen. And now they're probably in panic mode because they realize that it probably is illegal. But Snail Messiah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, I mean, this does tie in with, I mean, obviously it's not directly tied in with Disney, but we do know that America First Legal has filed an EEOC complaint against the Walt Disney Company for similar activities with their Reimagine Tomorrow program. So this is something that is going to be continually cropping up, I think, because a lot of this, there is a huge pushback against a lot of these initiatives that look like they do violate a lot of laws in the United States and potentially in the UK, because I think that's where they're based. Black Girl Gamers is based in the UK. Their founder is a Londoner, so I'm not super familiar with UK law or anything like that. But
well, they're a little harsher over there. I know that.
Yeah,
I'm just disappointed in the FAQ. There wasn't one. What if your husband is a Pam Grier fan?
What?
I've always been a Pam Grier fan. What are you talking about?
Blaxploitation movies. Come on.
Yeah.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown.
But why are you bringing that in here?
I'm just saying that it should be one of the questions on the FAQ.
It should be okay. That should get you in.
You should get me in.
That's right. I'm with Paul on this one.
Sheba baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Superfly. Let's go. I've seen them all.
That's right.
That should count.
He's singing my language here. I'm with him.
There you go. I've
Snail
seen
Messiah.
George Clinton live.
Oh, hell yeah. That should get you an instant.
Yeah.
Parliament Funkadelic reference, kid.
Right?
Yeah. We need more that. We need more of that funk. So anyways,
he knows the Atomic Dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Great song. Snail Messiah has been here for 34 months. Thank you so much for the support. And then we want to get through some of the questions that you guys have out there in the chat before we move on to the next topic here. Packing Protons.
That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, it says with $10. Says Pro. It is, isn't it? Pro better get used to this part of growing is being part of a bigger target. That's true. That just means you're doing a good job and they see you as a threat. Yeah, that's what I think is they're kind of just panicking right now.
We just always thought it would be a pixie duster first.
Yeah, well, the problem is you guys have very effectively, all of you, and maybe collectively, many of us have actually, done a good job of making SBI look like complete trash, and then chase business away from them. So maybe that's what's going on here with Black Girls Gaming.
Well, I think
I 100%. Yeah, go ahead,
John.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I 100% agree with what Culture's saying. I think the lashing out is because not only did they absolutely fail with Forspoken, which I documented in that article as well, but I do think that a lot of these video game companies see what's happening. They see the Sweet Baby Inc. detected list. It's almost closing in on 350,000 followers. That is a huge market cap. We were talking about this on the Geeks and Gamers channel yesterday. I think Craig was saying that that's $24 million in revenue if you for like a $70 PlayStation 5 game or whatever, right? So that's a large chunk of money. And if you look at just like Alan Wake 2, they've only sold 1.3 million copies according to Remedy, the developers' latest financial reports through the I think it was the beginning of February, and that game came out in October.
That is a lot.
Right, but you look at that 350,000 people, and they've only sold 1.3 million. How many? Like, that's a lot of people that aren't buying your game that might have potentially bought your game, right? So you're like, that's almost what, like, I don't know, like 7% or something like that. Or no, that's probably like 20% around there, or something like that. So that's a lot of people, and I'm sure that the financial people at these video game companies do indeed see that power. And as we've seen, like, these boycotts can be effective. We've seen it with Bud Light. That brand has been effectively destroyed here in the United States.
And what I was going to say is, I think it also goes to show, although he would not say so himself, John has only been editor-in-chief not even for 3 months, for 3 full months at that park place, and already the site is driving traffic such that these kinds of entities are responding to it. I think it speaks to what John has been capable of doing for so long, and he's continuing to do it now at a new site, and it just speaks to his talent and his accuracy and his forthrightfulness.
Little shit disturber.
That was the other
thing. I mean, that's how they see
Muckraker.
Right?
Muckraker was my favorite James Bond movie.
James Bond movie. I knew
You went there before I got there. Man, thank you, Paul.
But let's do a couple more of these super chats. We have plenty of Disney stuff to get into as well.
Cyrano2960 sends in two and says, funny that they're using tactics they claim were racist. Yeah, isn't it?
It's only racist if white people use them.
That's right.
Yep.
Chaos Sonic 1 sends in 5, says the funny thing is this lawsuit is basically putting them in 4K, as it still gets people to spread the word and put more Streisand effect again.
Yeah.
Well, there hasn't even been a lawsuit yet. Keep that in mind. Like, it's just been a threat of a threat of a threat. Basically, like I said, they're threatening to talk to a lawyer about a lawsuit. So it was like a really wimpy veiled threat at the end of the day. But I mean, again, I can see where Pro and the guys are taking it a little more seriously than we would necessarily as far as just the sharers of the information. But yeah, the Streisand effect is in full effect, I think.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.